Hey everyone, TheOmegaCondor here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more content and leave a like so we know that you liked the video. And leave a comment letting us know what you would have done differently for the duel. Thanks. Enjoy. Do you have anything to start with? I think.
No, not really. I thought you kicked this off.
Yeah, it's okay. So my opening for this basically. So I don't think that there was really necessarily anything wrong with the changes we made from this week. I think what we had and what we pulled, we made the best changes we could. And honestly, our decks are becoming more and more optimal and more consistent for sure.
Yeah, I think Dude definitely really helped us out in terms of the extra deck, at least for me, because
Yeah.
in my other polls, I really didn't have too many options, or I had options, but they weren't really too good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I had like super heavy samurai and like a dino wrestler for like extra deck. That's
Yeah.
it's stuff that I couldn't really work with or built into. I had Decode Talker, but around the
Mhm.
time that I recorded this, I didn't really use them too much.
Yeah. Um, I like and also my deck wasn't really facing many consistency issues, especially in this episode, since and I think our main issue as of the time of recording the video was adjusting to time rules and getting used to our decks because we are
Yes.
now entering a phase of the series where our decks are becoming more optimal and more competitive. We just have to learn to think on our feet more.
Yeah.
And uh, I think that's our biggest obstacle right now was just adjusting to time rules because I edited out a lot of empty space that we were just sitting there thinking about what we were going to do
Yeah, I
instead
felt
of just
extremely bad that episode. I remember specifically because I took a lot of time to figure out what I was going to do.
yeah.
Because I do not like dealing with Borreload, and I was using every single one of my two brain cells to try to get him off the board.
Right.
But yeah, it's just us, learning our decks, um, trying to become one with
Yeah.
our monsters and our spells and traps and
Exactly. And the biggest thing is it's like because your deck, you have basically you have one line of play. Get to
yeah,
Ultimate Conductor and beat me down, basically. My deck, while I do have kind of an end board forming right now in Borreload, Savage Dragon, Firewall, Exceeder, another rank 4, while I have that going for me, um, my issue is that I have so many combo starters in my deck now. It's just difficult to get to the right combo starter to get to where I need to go. And I think having so
mhm,
many lines of play, I just need to be able to narrow down my thinking and just do it, just get it done, get my combo piece and go and run with it basically.
absolutely, I agree.
Um,
Absolutely, I agree.
um, so basically, and also because my deck is I'm adjusting to a combo variant that doesn't have just one line of play. There are multiple lines of play I can take depending on what I start with, and obviously, uh, moving on to my next note is that game one, neither of us opened any of our starters. Obviously,
Okay, if you saw my hand, I I the rec- okay, the recording for this video was a long time ago. I think it was about a month ago or something like
yeah,
that.
it was about 4 weeks ago, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Even though it was that long ago, I remember how crap my hand was. That Dino Wrestler card was the only monster card that I drew that entire game, I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Oh god, and just the spells and traps that I drew, no fossil dig, nothing to like search into.
Jeez,
It
and
it
I
was
remember
hell.
you had Ultimate Conductor in your hand at the time. You just only had the one dinosaur engraved because you weren't drawing any other monsters.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, well, can't really do anything.
And
And that happens.
yeah, and I opened Brotar. Like the that's not a card I want to see opening with. Like that's a card that I only run at one because it's meant to be pulled out of the deck by Guard Dragon LP. you know?
Oh, I see.
Um,
Gotcha.
yeah, and so I guess like my Lost Wind was fine. I don't even remember what the other spell or trap that I set down that you destroyed with Twin Twister was.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me I have the video up here just for reference,
Mhm.
so I'm just gonna scroll to that part that you're talking about. Um, yeah, okay, so I put down the Twin Twister. Yeah, I don't know what else I destroyed, to be honest.
I
I
don't.
don't think it
I
was.
mean, honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because it was.
No, not at
I'm
all.
pretty sure it might have been like a Mirror Force or something. I'm pretty sure I was still running Mirror Force in that episode. So it was
Probably.
probably it was something that I wasn't able to react with. Lost Wind was the only face down that I could react with, which is why I just activated it in the moment. I'm like, better I activate it now instead of just letting it get destroyed, you know?
Yeah.
But then once I actually got my hands on a combo piece in Tracer, or even Metal Rock, I got Metal Rocket into Squib Draw, which got me into my plays basically. Once I was able to
Yeah.
do that, I really picked up steam, and I just had my end board. I just had Borreload Savage, and I had Firewall Exceed, and that was all I needed at that point.
Yeah, you obliterated me at that point. Also, I I don't know why, but I special summoned the Dino Wrestler instead of just setting it. I
Yeah, yeah, because you were running two at that point. You'd added a second one to the deck. and that
yeah.
and that effect can only be activated once per duel. We didn't realize that until we were in the middle of it.
Yeah, I just don't understand why I would just special summon him because he was literally my only summonable monster at that point. But, yeah, you got into all your combo pieces and then you went into your Borreload.
Yeah, and the scary thing is that is pretty much Borreload Savage is pretty much the main piece of my combo. That's what my end board is going to look like consistently from now on, because that's basically, if not with Borreload Savage, then if not with Firewall Exceed,
Hmm.
it's going to be like if I pull a Hieratic Spheres, Heavenly Spheres, the level
Yeah.
2 Dragon Monster, like basically all I need now are just more disruptions to add to my combo, essentially. So to add to my end board, because right now I have the Omni Negate in the way of Borreload Savage, and then just another big body on board, which I need more than one negate per turn in order to actually contend with your deck, as we're going to see in game two.
Game two.
Now,
Yes.
now, game two, we actually both open with our combo pieces.
Yeah, this game was pretty hype.
Yeah, it was so like it. Although I did get to my version of the end board at in this iteration of the deck, uh, I still think it's so ridiculous how easily you can get Ultimate Conductor out on the field.
This okay, it's because this was a I remember watching this and I was like, huh, this is one of the most interesting XC summons that I've ever done. Um, because at the time I was running this Dino Wrestler, another Dino Wrestler that I could special summon. If you controlled more monsters, then
Right.
I could special summon him.
Mhm.
Uh, so yeah, I remember I special summoned him. Then I normal summoned the Oviraptor, and I guess I don't know why, but I sent Mist to the graveyard instead of adding it to my hand. I'm pretty sure. Hold on, let me just.
I think it was just because you wanted to, because the Dino Wrestler you were running was not level 4. You wanted to get a level 4 in the grave and summon it with Overraptor's effect so you could
That's
exceed
right.
summon.
That's right. Yeah, I really thought about that like for a long time. I remember because I was like, I got to get that Borreload. So I
And
baited you out with the swords.
of concealing
Um,
light, exactly, yeah, which is another reason why like my biggest mistake in that game was discarding my effect veiler for quad boral dragon's effect. I should have
yeah,
just got, because I was thinking rocket synchron can get me another level 8 synchro. I wasn't even running another level 8 synchro at the time. Borreload Savage was already on the field and I had no other things to go into with rocket synchron. I should have just gotten rid of it.
Yeah.
That was my biggest mistake. And I will tell you this right now. I have not been 101 silent on our arc in years. And that just felt so disrespectful to me.
It
I
was
felt
it was the best
disrespected.
play that I had. I was
I
just like,
know, I know, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. It was hilarious, like looking back on it, because I'm like, oh my god, my my dumb self. If I just held on to my effect veiler, that wouldn't have been a thing. Yes, you would have been able to still go into your ultimate conductor, but I would still have board presence.
yeah, honestly, it was just it was the first time that I really read that card or even seen that card before, so I was just like, oh, that's an interesting effect.
It was played by Shark in the anime. Didn't you just watch Zexal not too long ago?
That was when did I finish that? I think I finished that around August, early August, something like that.
Okay, so a few months ago. Still, that was like Shark's ace card once it was revealed that he was a Barian.
Was it
Spoilers for
really?
Zexal if you haven't watched it, but Shark is a Barian apparently.
Gotcha. Well, yeah. Um, but yeah, after I did that, it was just basically you didn't really have any choices to go into.
I was just dead. Like I tried making a comeback with my Rocket Synchron because I was able to summon Absolrouter back from the grave, but like at that point it was just futile because no matter what I did, you just were able to stop whatever I had with
Yeah,
Ultimate Conductor.
yeah, and that's what prompted a early like game two end.
Yeah, exactly. Now game 3 was confusing to me. Watching it again, I was so confused because uh
Well,
game
for,
it was I
well,
just dropped
first
my pen.
off, can we talk about the fact that you ash blossomed my pot? Oh
I
God.
was so proud of that moment.
I don't know why, and there's plenty of other people who also have this mindset, but whenever you have Pot of Extravagance, your opponent will have Ash Blossom. I
Yeah,
don't I don't know how that happens, but it just does.
yeah, and the funny thing is, at this time, even now, I'm only running one Ash Blossom because we've only opened one Dual Devastator.
Oh my god, that's right. What
So
the heck?
the chances of me having, I mean, of course, at this point, you're only running the one Extravagance. So I think the odds of that happening are so astronomical. It's wild to me that we both happen to have our two arguably best one ofs in our decks.
It was painful. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'm so okay. Well, okay. So you disrespect me with number 101. I disrespect you with Ash Blossom. It all comes full circle.
That's fair, yeah.
My most confusing thing, I was like, why did I do this? Is I didn't summon Borreload Dragon, just regular Borreload Dragon. I could because you had Drill Driver on the board,
Yeah, which
and
by the way was kind of also a weird play.
well, that's
Because
the
I
thing though. It really wasn't because with Drill Driver, you can go like it floats into literally anything out of your grave, which means you get Overraptor. But
yeah, that
my
was the
thing is,
plan.
if I had just like summoned Borreload Dragon and taken the Drill Driver, you wouldn't have gotten that effect.
Yeah, not at all.
But then I think my mindset was if I take the Drill Driver with Borreload and I and I just attack in with Drill Driver, and then the end of your next turn, Drill Driver sent to grave. I get what? Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I
Nice.
get one more. I get one more turn, but I'm like, I know for a fact that he has Ultimate Conductor in his hand. So if Drill Driver goes to grave, he's gonna have enough stuff to banish for Ultimate Conductor.
Oh, I see.
So that I think that's what my mindset. That's the only logical reasoning I can think of why I wouldn't go into Borreload Dragon, which you didn't have Lost World on the field, so Borreload would have been able to lower Ultimate Conductor by 500, which would have put them at equal attack points, which means they would have crashed into each other, giving us both a fresh start for field presence.
Wait. You said I didn't have Lost World on the field?
Not in game 3, not by this point, because you had Drill Driver, but no Lost.
I actually did have Lost World on the field around this
That's
time.
right. You Yeah, I guess you did.
Yeah, for some reason I didn't summon a token when Overrafter got back on the field, but I don't know. That's
Okay, yeah,
that
you did have Lost World, but yeah,
it would have
I
been
don't know.
better if I had the token because I don't know. Lost World's a little confusing to me because I practice a lot with this deck on EDO when I can.
Hmm.
And whenever I summon a token, and sometimes when a monster has an effect to like pop another one or something like that, it doesn't target the token.
Right. Yeah, that's my biggest mistake. I should have just summoned the Borreload Dragon. So, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that would have given me a little bit of a better chance.
I also made the mistake of this round. I was like, oh, we have plenty of time. That's when I learned that there's never plenty of time
It's
when
never
you're
plenty of time.
implementing the time rule. When I summoned Castel, I just really wanted to get rid of Abomination because I was terrified of that card
Yeah,
whenever it
that's
got
fair.
onto the board.
That's fair.
Um,
Abomination is a scary card.
yeah. Uh, Spoiler alert: Castel will not be staying in my extra deck. It's just he has too many different ways to get back into his extra deck, so it's a lot worse to send it back to his deck than
Then
to
just straight up get rid of it. Yeah.
exactly. So it was an okay play and all, but yeah. So I send your Abomination back, and then you Torrential Tribute.
But that's
Yep.
another thing that your deck has an advantage over mine. All of my end boards, I have to go into the extra deck. Your end board, you don't have to go into the extra deck at all. But that means for you, you get to go into your extra deck as a toolbox, as a means to like basically you have multiple answers for multiple different boards,
Yeah.
you know? So I think that is one advantage you do have over me because I have no main deck end board things.
Hmm.
All I have are combo pieces and starters in the main deck.
Right.
So
Unfortunately, I did not leave you with enough time to really come
respond
up.
to it. Honestly, I don't. I didn't see really too many outs in sight, especially since you had Ultimate Conductor's like you had its quick effect to use.
Yeah.
So no matter what I did, I was going to lose. Honestly,
But
yeah.
yeah.
That basically wraps up the discussion. I think I don't.
Yeah.
That's the end of my notes at least.
Yeah.
Until next time, new episode coming out on Monday. Our next opening.
Yeah. I won't say anything about this next episode, but you might want to watch it.
Yeah. All right. Catch you guys later.
All right. Bye bye, guys.